Thank you, Foreign Minister Fowry, for those remarks and for welcoming us to your country to discuss terrorism, a true threat to the Western Hemisphere. As many of you know, my previous job was as the director of the Central Intelligence Agency. I learned in that job the importance of working together, never underestimating the threats around you, and making sure that all of the world's partners fighting against terrorism are working together. We were proud to have the opportunity to host in the United States the first meeting of the ministerial, and we appreciate Argentina's leadership here today demonstrated in building on the progress we've made together. It was truly an honor for me to be with you all in remembering the victims of the AMIA bombing of 25 years ago yesterday. It was a moving reminder that our discussion today isn't abstract, it's not theoretical. The risk from terrorism is real for each and every one of us and each and every one of our citizens. Many countries represented here have suffered devastating attacks from local nationalist terrorist groups such as ELN, the Shining Path, and the FARC. But international terrorism, rooted in extremist Islamic ideologies, is also a persistent threat. The roots of these terror groups may be many miles away, but their branches twist around the globe, raising funds, seeking recruits, probing for our weaknesses, challenging our defenses. Today, Al-Qaeda and ISIS continue to seek a lasting presence in our hemisphere. A cell inspired by ISIS was arrested in Trinidad and Tobago in early 2018 as they plotted an attack on the Carnival. Additionally, homegrown terrorists radicalized by their online propaganda have cropped up in several of our countries. But I want to pay special attention today to another terrorist organization, the Iran-backed Hezbollah, the perpetrator of the AMIA attack. In the quarter century since that horrible day, Hezbollah has been active throughout the Western Hemisphere in terrorism, drug trafficking, and money laundering. That is why I would like to commend Argentina for designating Hezbollah as a terrorist organization yesterday. This action will block its access to your country's financial system and greatly diminish its capacity to fundraise throughout the region. We hope others here today will follow Argentina's lead and its example. For I think everyone in this room knows that Hezbollah continues to remain a threat. In May of this year, a Hezbollah member was convicted in a United States court of surveilling United States targets. Another remains in custody for gathering intelligence inside of the United States and in Panama. Last year, Argentina froze the assets of 14 people suspected of financing Hezbollah. They operated in the tri-border area shared between Argentina, Brazil, and Paraguay, an area where Hezbollah and other illicit actors have long been active. Today, Peru is currently prosecuting an alleged Hezbollah member on terrorism charges, and a key Hezbollah financier is currently sitting in jail in Brazil, awaiting extradition to Paraguay. We must not shrink in the face of these challenges and of these threats. We can never become complacent. I said at this morning's memorial that the U.S. was recommitting to the cause of justice for those killed in the AMIA bombing, and I mean it. Today I'm announcing two actions against a top Hezbollah operative for his role in the attack. Salman Rauf Salman served as the on-the-ground coordinator for the AMIA bombing and remains a wanted man who continues plotting terrorism on behalf of Hezbollah. The State Department's Rewards for Justice program is offering up to $7 million for information leading to his identification or his arrest. And the United States Department of Treasury is also designating Salman as a specially designated global terrorist, which denies him access to the United States financial system. More broadly, the Trump administration has intensified U.S. actions against Iran and its terrorist proxies worldwide. In April, I designated the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, including its Quds Force, as a foreign terrorist organization. This was the first time we've ever designated part of a foreign government as an FTO. And also in April, the State Department offered up to $10 million for information leading to the disruption of Hezbollah financing. This is all part of our broader effort to hit Hezbollah in the wallet. The U.S. government has designated more than 150 entities and individuals tied to that terrorist group, including more than 50 just since 2018. We've imposed historic sanctions aimed at squeezing it out of the international financial system. We call on all nations to take similar actions. In the face of a global threat like Hezbollah, it is every sovereign nation's obligation and responsibility to comply with sanctions designed to keep all of us safe. Further, we also want to see more countries put in place the necessary tools to cut off the flow of money to terrorist groups, including through their own designations and targeted sanctions. We commend Argentina for adopting such a regime this week, and we are dedicating additional resources to assisting our partners in developing and implementing these programs. Solidarity is the antidote to the terror threat. That's why being here today, part of this ministerial is so important. Our shared safety depends on it, and our security measures come from strength of us working together. I'm very encouraged that we've already found opportunities to cooperate in a variety of fora, including the Global Coalition to Defeat ISIS, the Caribbean and Latin American Financial Action Task Forces, and the OAS Inter-American Committee Against Terrorism. In a very recent example of hemispheric cooperation, just last month, Paraguay extradited Nader Farhat, another Hezbollah supporter, to the United States to face federal money laundering charges in Florida. Let's keep that cooperation going. Each of your delegations has traveled here because you recognize, as America does, that global terrorist threats are evolving every day. Our governments have vital experiences and information to share with one another, and the only way to counter this serious threat that remains is, in fact, by working together. The United States is prepared to lead on this front, and part of that means continuing to learn from each of you. Terrorist groups and individuals, they radicalize, are constantly learning and adapting, seeking new ways to exploit our weaknesses. A single weak point can let the enemy inside of our gates. That's why protecting our own individual countries requires protecting the entire region. It requires dedicated teamwork. The United States is proud to be with you all here today. We're here to stay. We look forward to the progress that I know lies ahead. Thank you all very much.